you don't. You have normal Kerri size head.
Beginning of podcast observations.
Okay. There. Cozy up. Whoop. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Ready.
do it.
Turn that frown upside down.
No frowning here.
No frowning.
No frowning.
It's a no frown zone.
No frown zone. It's been a morning, folks. It's been a morning.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday,
or
Flosstube.
Monday 4.0.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so welcome back. My name is Caroline. I am the owner of Evertote.
And my name is Kerri, and I'm the owner of Roxy Floss Co.
And we work together here in London, Ontario. That's where we're coming from today at the Evertote workshop and Roxy Floss Co workshop. Both.
Witch kitchen in the basement.
The witch kitchen in the basement, that's right. So it's been 3 weeks since our video. We said we were going to do a video last week. We said we were going to do a vlog style video from Edmonton at the Stitch and Stash retreat, and it did not happen.
We probably could have predicted that.
Yeah, we should have just said right out of the gate that we're going to say we're going to do it, but it might not happen. We were just too busy having fun. And oh boy, it was good.
It was good.
It was so good.
It was really good.
It was really fun. So we're going to tell you all about that in a little bit. We've got a bunch of things to share today. A bunch of things.
A bunch of things. Look how coordinated that is.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do the giveaways first.
Okay.
Because otherwise I will forget. So 3 weeks ago, the last video that we did, now what did I do with it?
Everything's in neat piles.
I know.
But
Here it
still
is. See?
Missing.
There we go. Okay. So I was talking about the Avlia folk embroidery kits that we have in the shop. We've only got a few left. Everything that's left is on sale. I won't be bringing any more in. This was up for giveaway. They're such great charts and kits. But I think it's just because I'm not, the way that the workshop generally works for sales is I generally tend to sell a lot of the things that I'm actively working on or that you're actively working on. And because I am only working on one of the several kits that I have in stock, I don't show it very often. So a lot of people just don't know that I carry them. And so that's why I'm selling them off. It's not because there's anything wrong with them, because the patterns are gorgeous and they're really reasonably priced. There's everything that you need is inside the kit. It's ready to go. And Krista, the owner and designer of Avlia, is just a lovely soul. So this was up for grabs. And I had 77 comments from people who were looking to win this. And I used the YouTube random comment generator. And congratulations, Carla Rigel. Regal, R-I-G-E-L. I will put your comment. Rigel? Rigel. I'm not sure. Carla, congratulations. You are the lucky winner of the Avlia Bit Kit. And if you will email me, caroline@evertote.ca, we'll get it out in the mail to you. Yep, you know, part of our discombobulation problem, at least mine, is both Hannah and Daniel are currently away on vacation.
That coincided with re-entry. And re-entry is tough enough as it is.
And yeah, and so they've been gone. They both took, now we're gonna have to discuss this for next year because they both took 2 weeks off at the same time. But it ended up being a little bit more than 2 weeks because of course of the way that their flights worked. And things around here have been a challenge to keep up with. And Hannah's even been working remotely a few afternoons a week from her vacation. She's been trying to keep up with her emails and all that. And I honestly don't know what I would have done if she hadn't done that, because trying to juggle Hannah's emails as well as my own emails, as well as all of the work Daniel does, We've had, you know, the floss winding that happens here at the shop. A couple of people have been not able to do as many hours as they normally do, so I've been winding floss as well as cutting and serging linen.
Caroline has been sitting on the back bench of the struggle bus for 2 weeks.
And then we went to Edmonton. So, and I am about to actually take a little vacation myself. And so trying to get everything on the level. It's, yeah, struggle bus. A party of one. So, whew, we're getting there. Speaking of giveaways, I should let you know, I'm gonna let you in on a little something. If you didn't know, I actually have another YouTube channel called Off the Grid Needle Arts. That was that was my first channel. I started it 6 years ago on July 2nd, 2017. And so over on that YouTube channel, Off the Grid Needle Arts, I'm doing daily giveaways running up to July 2nd. So the first video was up yesterday. I'll put a link to my channel in the drop down box below in case you would like to go and check it out. I can tell you that the giveaways are pretty good. And I've got some really great things lined up over the next couple of days to give away. So
I'll concur that the giveaways are good.
Yeah.
You'll want to go and check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So there's gonna be a different giveaway every day. And then 1 week from the day that video went up, I will draw the winner. So yesterday's video, I will pull the winner next Wednesday and every day moving forward. Until, what is that? See, somebody, I can't remember, somebody called me out the other day for using my fingers, and it's true. I count on my fingers. Should we tell them about this?
Yes.
Cheryl of Tiny Modernist released a chart, an exclusive chart at StitchNorth this year for our registrants to be able to purchase. That chart is just about to be able to be released for wide publication. So, but not until July 1st, which is not tomorrow, Saturday. Saturday is July 1st. And so we're gonna give you a little sneak peek. It's not available yet, but it's ready in the shop and it will be live on July 1st. I can't remember what time, I'll have to double check, but sometime in the middle of the day. And it's not like it's gonna sell out quick because I've got lots. Are you ready? It's super cute. So this is a Stitcher's heart, and Cheryl charted it with Roxy Floss. So we've got a floss pack to go with it. So when Cheryl designed it, she chose the floss colors from, Hannah helped pick a few of the ones that she was unsure of, because Cheryl doesn't have a full collection of ours. We should maybe send her a few more. But Hannah helped her flesh out the color palette from what Cheryl's ideas were that she wanted. And oh, there is a DMC conversion list on the chart as well. But I mean, come on, look at Kerri's colors. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. And Cheryl used Panettone, which is one of Kerri's most popular linens. So Panettone linen floss pack available on Saturday. Stitcher's heart is ever full when needles pierce and threads pull.
Now, I have seen a number of these from on Instagram.
Yeah, Geraldine just finished hers.
Yeah, from StitchNorth attendees, and super cute.
Yeah, and the finish, like it's a heart pillow that she finished, and it's really cute. I love the shape of the flowers coming in there. Yeah. So July 1st, that will be available in a couple of days. Okay, so Edmonton.
Yep.
Air Canada.
Oh, Air Canada.
Oh, Air Canada. You funny, funny, funny airline.
I think all the airlines are probably quite similar, but it feels like it's only you when the day that you're flying, but that's okay. We got there and we got home.
We got there and we got home after a few hiccups.
And why do a 4.5-hour flight in less than 12 hours? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why fly direct when you can go to 4 different cities?
Yeah, why would you? We had a good laugh when we showed up at the Edmonton airport to come home, and the very nice attendant behind the desk was trying to help get us onto an earlier flight so that we could actually make our connection. And she looked at our flight history from our arrival, and she just shook her head and she said, "What did they do to you?" Yeah, and yeah, we concurred. It was long. It was really long.
It was long.
But you know, we were both, I think, in pretty good spirits. All
yeah, it was
things
good.
Considered.
It was good.
And
I think the best was our layover in Toronto on our way back. It's off my bucket list, spending the night in Pearson. And I didn't even know it was on my bucket list actually, but it's off now. And when we had like micro goals, when you arrive to find out that A&W is selling burgers at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like we never knew we wanted an A&W hamburger at 3 in the morning until all of a sudden nothing else seemed better of an idea than a hamburger at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it really was. It was
really good.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Like they're genius. They were the only things that were open.
Only thing open. And then our next goal was when Starbucks opened at 4:30.
Yeah.
Woo.
And then we were very happy about that. Yeah. And Kerri kept looking, because we parked ourselves right next to it, right? And she kept looking over and she says, "It's 4:25 and I don't see any movement over there." Do you think they're actually going to be open at 4:30?
Micromanaging the staff of Starbucks at Pearson.
Where are you? Oh, what a retreat.
Yeah, it was great.
What a retreat. Stitch and Stash retreat in Edmonton, Alberta, hosted by Jean and Kelly. Did they ever do a smashing job? Yeah. Really great job. It was so fun. And yeah, so it was at the Fantasyland Hotel at the West Edmonton Mall.
You said that wrong. Fantasyland.
Thank you. You had me there for a minute. I'm like, what? I didn't say it wrong. I get it. Yeah. The Fantasyland Hotel in West Edmonton, in the West Edmonton Mall, which that mall is bonkers.
Cuckoo banana.
Cuckoo bananas.
Yeah.
Like there's a pirate ship in the middle of it with
and an ice rink.
And
an
a water park, a mini putt, a casino, a gun range.
Oh, sea lions.
Sea lions and penguins, which frankly, I know. Anyways, we won't get into that because, anyways, there's like a little party going on. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we were talking about the mall. Mm-hmm. It was, wow. I mean, I got lost. I went and got my dinner at the food court and I got turned around and I literally got lost and I walked the wrong way. And I thought, surely I should have gotten to the hotel by now, but I just was completely turned around, and then I started slightly getting that panicky feeling because I didn't know where I was and I couldn't see anybody I knew, and there were so many people there. But I saw Hudson's Bay and I thought, I am really at the wrong end of where I'm supposed to be. So I found a directory, which I should have done earlier. You know.
When panic sets in.
When panic sets in, and you think, surely if I just keep walking, I'll find it. It did not happen. Oh, anyway, the retreat was amazing. Well organized, extremely well run, so fun. It was for about 125 people. Mm-hmm. And there were vendors. There were Canadian vendors there. Traditional stitches, cute as a button needle minder, Grateful Thread, Rocky Mountain needle minder, oh, it's escaped me. The really nice lady with the beautiful bags. What was her name?
I don't know.
There was a project bag maker, and she had really nice vinyl front bags. Mm-hmm. So I took some video of all the vendors who were there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that video in, all the video that I took, I'll pop it in at the very end of this video. There's no sound, I'll just put some music over top of it, but I did try to film their business name and their shop address and stuff like that. So I'll put it in at the end of this video. We got swag bags. Yep. That were so, like, the handmade items in the swag bag were literally astonishing. Yeah. Like you can imagine for making these, what we're going to show you, for 125 people. Yeah. So really, really amazing. Oh, there were 2 classes. Jeanette Douglas's class, which both Kerri and I took, was the first one. And then there was a canvas work class in the afternoon that I believe was taught by Nancy Phelan. And it was a Canadian designer from Alberta who had done the canvas work design, and I didn't take a photo of the chart. The name is escaping me at the moment. I know we've got some friends who are watching who we made lots of new friends in Edmonton. Huge shout out to everybody at our table because we had so much fun.
It was a good table.
It was a great table. It was really, really fun. And yeah, we just, you know, I hesitate to start naming people because I know I'm going to miss some people who we met, or in the case of, and this is me just being an idiot. Lisa from Lost in Floss, hugely popular Flosstuber who I've watched many times, and I've met her at StitchNorth, and do you think I could remember her name? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I know you, I know we've met, and then afterwards realizing that I'm quite certain I had the exact same conversation with her at StitchNorth. Like, I know you.
Oh, of course.
Well, what's your name? Really, really.
When it's out of context, and I was having the same thing. There were StitchNorth attendees at this one, and yeah, it's just out of context for you. Yeah. And I know I just said I hesitate to name names, but 2 women there in particular invited us out for a drink. So they get special mention. Barb and Katty. It was so nice to hang out with you. And also Natasha.
Right. So when we went out for drinks with Barb and Katty, in my head I'm still saying Katie. Katty and Barb, and I want to say Barbie because her Instagram handle is...
I think she just goes by Barb.
I know she does, but I want to call her Barbie. And Joelle and Brenda from Newfoundland, we went out for drinks on the Saturday night, and that was really fun to get to know you a little better.
And Natasha.
Natasha, I wanted to make special mention of because Natasha
cost me a lot of money.
Cost Kerri a lot of money. She is a monogamous stitcher, and she was working on a chatelaine while she was there, and she started it in December, and wow, you have no idea until you see a chatelaine in real life. You have no idea. So Kerri ended up buying 2 chatelaines.
Well, I bought 1 pattern and then bought the full kit.
Yeah.
And then bought another pattern.
Yeah. So thanks, Natasha.
Thanks.
Because you know what's going to happen when they arrive and I look at them. Yeah. So, and just so many other amazing new friends that we met, and just a huge, huge thank you.
Yes.
To Jean and Kelly for, you know, I'm so glad Jean mentioned that there were availabilities when I met Jean at StitchNorth in, when she was there in April, that she was like, well, you know, a couple of people have canceled, and I shouted across the room to Kerri, hey, you want to go to Edmonton? Kerri was game. Yeah. So we went, and it was just so fun. And now we're like, hey, where else do you want to go? So I think, you know, we're gonna be looking out for something else. Yeah, I think. Let me show you the things that we got. Well, you show them this because you show them that.
This is brilliant. Yeah. Because it took me the 4 days that we were there and then 48 hours after we returned to realize what this was. So
made by hand.
Made by hand. So do you pop it up this way? Yeah. So you pop it out
Yeah.
And it's now an Ort container.
Look at that. Right?
And I think what blew me away is that this bottom piece
Yeah.
is hand stitched in.
Yeah.
Times 125
Yeah.
people. Yeah, it's magical.
It is. It's incredible.
So,
and
yeah.
it all folds up.
All folds
neat
up.
and tidy. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
There was a handmade needle book. The perfect little size for your Notions pouch.
Yeah.
With
Pockets.
pockets, as well as felt, times 125. And how, I mean,
Yeah.
how perfect is that, right? Perfect. So there was that.
And then this is another one times
There-
125.
yeah, look
It
at
just
this.
Freaked me out.
A crocheted, now, trivet, dishcloth, however you want to use it. I'm assuming that it's up to you how you use them. Times 125.
Yeah.
Everybody got one. And then there were some scrapbookers. Look at this,
This
right?
is beyond.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, this is beautiful. So it says you are terrific. And then it's cardstock, special, you know, paper making.
Fancy
I'm not
paper.
it's fancy paper. I'm not a scrapbooker, though, you know. But look at how clever this is. You open it up. There's just a little dot of glue there. It's all been cut out nicely. There's a tea bag and a couple of chocolates in there. And a tea bag. And so what a perfect little gift. Now let me tell you, this was from Stampin' Addicts. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators Gail Velichka and Paulette Sanders. Now I'm not sure, well, let's say, yeah. I think I can give you this information. This isn't any personal information other than their demonstrator ID. So if you're interested in Stampin' Up! Products and you're looking for a supplier, get your big head out of the way, Kerri. There you go. There you go. Okay? So that's from the ladies who made this. And I love it. It's so pretty.
so pretty.
So pretty, so
a lot
perfect.
of little detail.
Just perfect little details. And look,
Oh yeah, that's
another 125. Look at this. This little scissor holder. It's got a space for little scissors and big scissors. It's magical. It's all like folded up. It's all in how it's sewn.
Origami.
Yeah.
Scissor holder.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
You could even put your ice cream cone in there. Look at that.
It wouldn't be messy at all.
Oh. Beautiful. Times 125.
Yeah.
Amazing. There was Valdani, a very generous gift from Valdani, who were there as a vendor. A whole cone of 35 weight cotton. So great for machine and hand quilting, decorative stitching, heavy duty sewing, tatting, serger, long arm. And the color that everybody got a different color, and my color was purple.
I got a variegated coral peach.
Now, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this. So the weight, 35 weight is, it feels, I don't know. What do you say? A little thicker than one strand? But not much.
But not much.
It's got such a heavy twist.
Yeah.
That it's not going to give huge coverage on a larger fabric. So I'd say maybe something small, like
You could do a long dog on a 40.
Or 46, because it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
But it's heavier than sewing thread. So that was cool. So thank you, Valdani. And Jeanette Douglas, look at this. Speaking of Valdani as well, Jeanette Douglas designed a chart for the swag bag, Budding Bouquet #1. And if I understand correctly, I suspect she's going to make a series of these. So this is #1, and she designed it with the Valdani flosses that are in there. So Isn't that pretty?
Now, are those the cottons or?
Valdani is cotton.
It is cotton, okay.
So yeah, I'm assuming those are cottons. Look like it.
Valdani doesn't do any silk?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
What are the little tiny
I don't
balls?
think so. That's cotton.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. 3 ply.
3 ply.
It's 3 ply cotton, and their ply, like it's intended to pull off the ball. Like when it's on the ball, it's intended just to not be pulled apart.
Okay.
So like, for example, Karen Kluba, when she designed Rosewood Manor, the Quakers,
Yeah.
with the Valdani 3 ply, you buy the ball and you just pull it off the ball and start stitching.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
either on a 28 count or a 32 count.
Okay. Cool.
That's why we had to.
Got some action.
Yeah.
Another one.
Woo, woo, woo.
Oh.
That was an unmarked one.
Yeah.
Wonder where they're headed.
Weird.
Right, we had to do the math when we converted Winter Quakers to your floss, because of course it's a 6 ply.
Yeah.
And had to make sure
It's
that
going 3 times as far.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's so pretty, isn't it? I love that.
Very much so. I really like that.
Love it. And I just wanted to give a little shout out to, I know I mentioned Lisa of Lost in Stitches, and you know what? Lisa gave us a beautiful, beautiful fabric biscornu, and I left it at home.
Yep, same.
Because I was using it at home and I left it there and I forgot to bring it. So I'll try to bring it next time and show it. But Lisa has a floss tube called Lost in Floss, and it is Lost in Floss and not Lost in, she's in my subscriptions, and so now I'm thinking, is it Lost in Stitches or Lost in Floss?
You just blindly watch her. You don't pay attention anymore.
I just blindly watch her, yeah. It's just, I'll put up her correct name on the screen. Because of course, she gave us a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
And all of it's at home.
What? May I speak? I'll start raising my hand. Excuse me. So I put all my stuff away either on Monday night or Tuesday. I thought I was getting right on top of it, putting all the little bits and bobs away, and not being up to speed with Flosstube. I didn't know that we were going to do this. I did get everything that Caroline got. I have already put mine away.
But the thing is there wouldn't have been any point both of us bringing
No, that would be silly. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's true. I am telling you everything and Kerri's telling you nothing. And I didn't even notice that I was hogging the conversation.
That's okay. I'm just going to start raising my hand.
That's why I have my own channel. Because I don't talk enough on that one. Okay, you can tell them about this one then.
Well, that's pressure. So this is from Happy Handcraft Studio, Cheryl. And she is on YouTube and Instagram. And she gave out these little cards with trims, and they were all different. I believe I took miniature rickrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a good idea.
Fantastic. Great idea.
Yeah.
Not Cheryl's card. Is that focus? Probably not.
Now it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
So I subscribed to her yesterday. So now she's on my list too. And I know there were a few other floss tubers there as well. Jean, there's a Facebook group for the retreat, Stitch and Stash Retreat Edmonton. And I know that Jean had posted a list of the different people who were there who record floss tube videos. So you can check in there. Yeah, it was cool. There were a few of us there, which was really fun. A couple of table gifts that I brought. One was from Beverly, who was at our table, and Beverly made everyone at the table thread beds. Yeah. So this was the one I picked. Did you bring yours?
No.
Is that how,
it's all squirreled away.
You're a terrible floss tuber.
I know.
You know that?
I know.
You're lucky you have me.
I actually am lucky, because it would just be an hour of dead air. We'll just sit here. I might show you something.
Yeah, you might not.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have got my one of my projects flosses in here. I don't want to tip it up because it'll all fall out. But Beverly made these for everybody, and
At our table.
At our table. Everybody at our table, and we all got to pick our own fabric, and I thought this one was so fun. I love this.
It is really cute.
I can't remember who the designer of this fabric is, but yeah, you didn't see it because I took it before I passed you the pile.
I think mine has very colorful, like, that's gonna be counter, pears, and it's in like a watercolor style.
Oh, yeah.
But they're very bright.
Yeah, yours was pretty.
Yeah.
So that was really a lovely gift. And then Leanne brought scissors for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So and you got to pick which pair you wanted. And they're DMC scissors, which I really quite like, actually.
Yeah.
And then Charlene, who was at our table but was never actually sitting at our table because Charlene was a vendor. Charlene is the Grateful Thread. There we go. So Charlene was, she had all of her fabrics there. She's a fabric dyer, and she'd also had done the fabrics for Jeanette's class, which were beautiful. And so I'm showing you a purchase of mine early. So Charlene was sitting at our table, but again, she was never there because she was so busy selling her fabric. So let me show you, this is what I bought. I have no idea what I'm gonna stitch on it.
Something very autumnal.
But I loved it. So I thought, yeah,
it's a good one.
And it is a 40 count wide quarter, which I love. But Charlene, even though she was never at our table, she came around, other than, you know, coming over to tell me the odd bad dad joke. Charlene has a love, just like I do, of bad jokes. She came around and gave everyone at our table scissor fobs that she makes.
Yeah.
That are gorgeous. They're the metal work, or iron, you know, ring work. What do you call that?
Chainmail?
Chainmail, thank you. With the trap bead on the inside and a charm on the bottom, which I love. But Kerri didn't bring hers to show you.
Nope. Mine's teal and blue.
Oh, yeah, yours was pretty.
I liked it.
So thank you. Thank you to everyone. Oh, so fun.
Very generous.
So fun. All right. I do have some other purchases, but, you know, we can show what we were working on next if you'd like.
Sure.
Because then you could take a turn talking.
Sure, okay.
I won't even make you put up your hand.
So in the past, I've only brought one project to a retreat. That's usually my MO, but this time I brought 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I only worked on 2. So I could have probably gotten away with 1.
Now, to tell the whole story, one of the projects that Kerri brought,
it was Turkish Delight.
And every time she pulled it, she pulled the thing out of her bag.
Because I'd switched them into smaller travel bags.
Right.
So I didn't actually know what was in each of the bags. So I'd just grab a bag out of my big bag, and I'd open it up, and Turkish Delight would be staring at me. And it's like, not today. And that happened every day. So clearly Turkish Delight is not a project to bring.
I don't think Turkish
retreat.
Delight would be a great retreat project because there's so much counting.
Yeah.
So many individual color changes.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
It wouldn't have gone well.
No.
So I started on Thursday. It was a 4-day retreat, which was really nice, actually. For the distance that you traveled, it was nice. I started on Thursday. It's always a slow start, right?
Well, because you're
first day.
excited and you're talking to new people.
Yeah,
And
so you don't do a lot. But in the afternoon, I ended up working on, of course, I didn't bring the chart. Maybe we can insert a picture. Well, I don't know. It's
yes, I can.
Papillon creation. Creation. Sorry to all the French people that I just offended. The Papillon.
Papillon Creations. You got it.
Oh, Mary Queen of Scots. And I'm doing this on porcelain, I think. That's porcelain, right? Oh, this is going well. Monday 4.0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it might have been dirty porcelain.
I think this is dirty. That's dirty porcelain.
I think I just
yeah.
I always take the bad, the bad ones that aren't overly interesting or.
And they're not bad. They're beautiful.
And this one actually has a little dye bleed on it. It's definitely a second. I might have already covered it up.
Yep.
But anyways, so I'm using Falu red. It's a one color design. And yeah, so I got like half of my M done. I got an L done and almost a U done.
Mary Queen of Scots. Actually, I just had a customer ask about a red because they want to stitch Jacob's Home Sweet Home. And they want to use dirty porcelain, and they wanted to know which red. And I said, Falu red.
Yeah.
So that's it. Laura, if you're watching, this is what it looks like. It's beautiful.
I'm really happy with it. I love the variegation in Falu red.
So, you can see a little closer there. I think the colors. There. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Mary Queen of Scots, Papillon Creations.
Oh goodness.
Beautiful. Okay. Day one.
Day one. Do you want me to move on to day 2, 3, and 4?
You can. Why not?
Also didn't bring the chart. I am doing Cosmic Mermaid by the Primitive Hare. I'm using, I'm just gonna move that. I'm using Stash Linen. It is Picture This Plus 32 count lock. Love the color.
LOCH.
I'm just gonna have to let that. And I'm using my own flosses. That would be Roxy Floss Co.
Her floss. RFC.
RFC. So,
wow, look at that.
I prepped going to Edmonton by doing the outline of the tail fin up top, and then just so that I could work on fill-in. And that worked out pretty well. I got quite a bit filled in.
You really did.
And realized on Saturday that this is a lot of stitching.
Yeah.
Like Mirabilia quantity stitching. It's a lot.
Are there beads? There are no beads in this.
There
right?
are beads.
Oh, there are beads? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So that'll be fun. I guess I better practice with that chatelaine coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better.
So then I started doing the outline of the body. Well, you can see it's the lower half. And then last night I started outlining her hair just to lay down her hair a bit. And I think last time I showed this, which would have been 3 weeks ago, I didn't have the called for DMC equivalents in our catalog.
Oh, so you just dyed a few new colors.
Yeah, so I just dyed 4 new colors so that I could start doing the skin tone.
As you do?
Yeah.
You can show them if you want.
Sure. Yeah. So, as one does, I came up with 4 new colors, and they're in rather large format right now, but so
I don't have the floss that I need for this, so I'm just gonna dye 7,000 yards of it.
Yeah. So that's that, and yada yada yada. I think I can do her face now. Just this big. 1/1.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I am gonna do her skin 1/1. I think I have the bandwidth to do that.
Yeah, you totally could do that. It'll look great.
Chart it.
It'll look great.
Normal over 2.
The Mirabilias that the stitchers who do that with the 1/1, it always looks so good.
And it's quite a dark, moody piece. Like it is. It's dark, like the black/gray in the tail. Well, actually, this is doing a pretty good job of.
So your main floss color is Vampish.
Correct.
Which is that black purple.
The black purple.
And then you
it goes
shaded
into,
in Caspian.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caspian. Yes. So, and then Caspian's like a blue.
Yeah.
A blue black. This is going on. It's our first day. And then brunette for
Yeah.
her hair. So it's subtle.
Dark and broody.
Yeah.
Remember when we were there and you had trouble discerning where your Caspian was?
Yeah.
Well, look at it in this light.
Yeah, it's,
Now there it is.
yeah, there's no
Yeah.
problem telling where
Yeah.
it is. But I had to actually take my Q-snap out of my frame and go over to the window.
Yeah. No, that looks great.
Nothing like working on something for a couple of weeks and it's like, did I choose the wrong thread?
I know. No pressure. No pressure.
No. So that's that.
Cool. So I worked on a couple of things. I started with a new start. I had to have a new start. So I had taken 2 new starts with me, but I actually only got to one of them, which was the Modern Folk Embroidery, one of Jacob's new Vierlande inspired charts, which I love. I love this so much.
God, that epic one. I just keep looking at it and I so want to start it, but
I know, that one.
now my whole stitching life is revolving around this upcoming chatelaine, so I've got to pace myself.
Yeah. So those were the new charts that came out, and this is the 5th of those new charts, and so that's the one I started. I'm a little concerned. I preemptively cut my fabric.
Oh, snap.
I know.
Yeah, that's going to be tight, I think.
Well,
Might do some, use your new counting
okay, let me
pins.
show you. So there's my fabric. It's 40 count, so there's my stitching so far. That's what I did. It's 40 count Panettone with Kerri's Vierlande floss, and project information will be in the drop down box below. So yeah, I cut my fabric because I did the math and I'm like, oh, well, if I only do that, then I only need those, and then I cut it, and when I got to the retreat, I thought, who did the math for this?
You've done about 60% of the width. So you probably have like 20% on each side.
I think I'm gonna be fine.
I think you are actually.
I think I'm gonna be fine, but of course, look at, I still didn't even manage to start in the middle. I don't know what was wrong with me, because I tried, but it's still not centered. So I have less space over here than I do over here. So that flower beside the R takes me to there. So I only have to do that much more. So I
think you are going to be
I
okay.
think I'm going to be fine.
You might have to do some scrap fabric on the edge, maybe if you need to lace it.
I don't
for
think
framing.
I will.
No?
I don't think I will.
Okay.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
But I love it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it is gonna be fine.
I'm gonna have lots.
You're not gonna have huge margins.
I still might have. I might only have an inch.
Yeah.
An inch and a half. But it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. Then I pulled out my Sing After the Storm. This is the this was the StitchNorth collaboration with Leanne of 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. Now, some people have started asking us, when is the second chart coming out? We were hoping to release it in July, but that's not going to happen. Leanne will not be ready for July. So I'm thinking at this point it might be the middle of August, but again, Leanne has a very busy job in the summer. She works for the Upper Canada Village in their she dresses up in period costume and she does the cooking and the baking, like historically accurate. I mean, she is legit. She knows she knows everything about living in Upper Canada Village back in the day. And so I'm not sure when part 2 is coming out. And I had another customer email me and say, I'd like to buy the whole chart for the whole sampler. Where do I find that? It doesn't exist. The one chart that has been released so far is based off of an old sampler, and Leanne is reproducing motifs from that sampler. The entire sampler has not been released. So this is the only one, this is the only chart that's available right now. And here's my stitching. I put in 2 lengths of floss while I was away. Right down here, and that was it. And then, because there was so much counting needed, I just couldn't do it. But isn't it pretty? Oh my, it's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
So pretty. I just love it so much. So yeah, I did that. Now I'm just gonna replace the battery. Yeah. So that was that. Do you have one more? Do you want to take a turn?
No, I just have my knitting.
Okay. Just my knitting.
Yeah.
I
only brought one because the other one was.
I actually left my knitting. I
round.
meant to bring my knitting and I left it at home today, which is a shame because I was excited to show it off. But I will show it next time.
Have you worked on it at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm knitting the cowl from the set of 12 from Timber Yarns. It's coming out with the Sampler September pack. The set of 12 doesn't really count for Sampler September, so I figured it was okay if I started it early. So yeah.
Massaging the rules.
I know, I'm massaging the rules. I'm making up the rules for myself. I'll show you next time. So what I did instead was, and this piece I cannot tell you how much I am loving this. This is from Most Humble Hands by Teresa Vanette. It is a small sampler, EW 1850, a classic marking sampler. So let me just show you. This was the reproduction from Teresa, and this, thank you. There we go. This is the original there. See that? Look at that. So that's the original. So what we did, Hannah pulled together a floss pack for me, conversion, that's kind of in between Teresa's darker, richer colors of the reproduction and the lighter, paler colors of the original. And so hopefully this is going to show up okay. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much.
It's really good.
I
love the blue.
Love it. So you can see I went with paler flowers, and there are some specialty stitches dividing up in between the bands, and there is a whole lot of eyelets. There's an entire alphabet done in eyelets, which I'm trying to gear myself up to enjoy. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I hope that color is turning out okay. It looks a little gray in the little teeny tiny screen. It's not gray at all. It's Panettone linen, and these are my flosses. That blue just makes everything so good. That's just navy. That's what it's called, just navy. So we've got a floss pack in the shop because, well, Hannah, that's her job. So she just did that, and then I've been stitching it, and I love it. I love the little flowers that is Moscato, which is a pale pink, peachy pink. It's not peach, it's, how would you describe that? How would you describe that?
Well, I'd almost say coral.
Yeah.
There's a coral undertone to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. And so what I do when I'm working with a conversion, this one in particular, where we've chosen slightly different colors than what the DMC would be described as, I make sure that I write down the DMC number that I'm intending for that floss to replace right on the card, because otherwise I'll forget.
That's good policy.
And especially, yeah, especially when I've got 3 colors here that are, they're, you know, variations on a theme, right? So I want to make sure that I'm matching the right symbol to the floss that I've picked for it. Those are Roses Are Gold. That's the lightest one. Roses Are Gold. Creme Brulee, which has been a staple in Kerri's floss for a while. And Statuesque, which is a newer bronzy gold.
It was from a floss
from a
club
floss
not too long
club
ago.
a few months back that's just been released into the regular collection. So it's a really nice, it's a really pretty mix. And with just navy thrown in there. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gorgeous. Love it.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. So I had another new start planned, which was my Elizabeth Strickland 1836. I'm planning on doing that on the top. I have a whole wide quarter of fabric. Ta-da!
Scrolled
I know.
up.
Ta-da-da. So this sampler, of course, is only going to take an 1/8, and then I've got the top 1/8 for my Elizabeth Strickland. Got the floss all ready to go. I was hoping to start it, but I just didn't, because I was too busy talking and chatting and having a good time.
Yep. And that's, I think, is to be expected.
Yeah.
At a retreat.
Yeah. So we took a class. Oh, Charlene left me a joke on my,
Oh.
I arrived in the morning and Charlene had left me a joke on my frame, and she said, "What does a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common?" They are both Paris sites.
So bad.
I know.
So
Terrible.
bad.
I won a door prize.
She did.
I did. I won a door prize. And
not only that, you were oohing and awing over
I
it.
was.
And then won it.
And then I won it. I couldn't believe it. It was really, really fun. I cannot remember the name of the lady who donated these. So somebody please leave me a comment, because I wish I could tell you her name.
I think she had a shop. She and her husband
She
had
and her
a
husband
metalworking
had a
shop.
business. Her husband made these, but they've closed the business down. And so she had donated some of these for prizes because they no longer sell them anymore.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because these are amazing. There was a Christmas one, there was like a Canada one, and this one,
Yeah.
which is Halloween themed, and it's a hanger for a bell pull. So here's the top, here's the topper. Look at this. Look at this. I won this. And this is, look at the bottom. It says boo. So I'm wearing a black shirt. There you go. Ooh, now you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
That's very cool.
So you can just imagine like a Halloween long bell pull on that. It's so cool.
Get stitching.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Ellen and I'll let you in on a little secret. Ellen and I are putting our heads together for a little bag pattern collaboration. Not Sampler September, something different. I have some owl fabric.
Oh, cool.
And so Ellen's putting her designing hat on and we're coming up with something. So, I don't know, maybe I should do something on it.
Oh, that'd be good.
So yeah, I won that. It knocked me over with a feather. I was so happy. So we took a class. Would you like to talk about Jeanette's class?
I'll try.
We met Jeanette Douglas.
We did.
Face to face, in person.
She's a good egg.
She is.
Yeah.
She's lovely. She is so
She really
nice.
is.
She's so nice. She's such a great teacher. It
Yeah.
was such a good class. I had more success than Kerri did because I'm just a better student.
Well, I'm usually all in, right? So Caroline said, "Do you want to take a class?" Yeah, I do. And then she sent me pictures. What color combination would you like? Oh, well, 40 count's my go-to, and I like this neutral palette. Then we get to the class. It's all specialty stitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 40 count and like shades of white floss
Yeah.
on white linen wasn't cool. Was not the most bestest choice.
At one point, Kerri got up and she said, "I have to walk away for a minute. I got to get out of here."
Yeah, it was overwhelming, and
Kerri had never done specialty stitches before,
No.
you know. And so to have that combo was really not,
it wasn't
you know,
ideal. It was less than
and
ideal.
frankly, I should have thought of that when you picked
Yeah.
your stuff. I feel like I should have caught that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. The piece of linen is beautiful, and
I can show you.
The threads are beautiful.
So this is the one that Kerri picked. Okay, so you can see it's very light, very, very pale, and she picked a 40 count linen. It was very hard to see, and you know, she even you unplied your floss wrong.
It was plagued with problems right from the beginning. So it was it was and I'm not familiar with the product, so it was a 12 ply floss, which when I pulled it apart, made it into a 24 ply floss. And I was wondering why it was shredding as it's coming through the linen. So it wasn't overly successful for you, though. You can see it would be beautiful on a larger count. Yeah, with, you know, some practice if you've never done specialty stitches. Yeah. Now I picked the red version, which is that one right there. So this was a class. I don't think that this is available for regular retail. I think Jeanette just has this as a class, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So that's the one, that's the version I picked. I also got a 40 count linen. Which isn't a problem if you have bionic eyesight.
Which I do.
And high contrast thread linen.
And very high contrast thread colors too, right? I mean, you can see it easily. The linen was dyed, like I said at the beginning, was dyed by Charlene of the Grateful Thread. Beautiful, beautiful linen. And it's a tiny little chart. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little chart.
2 1/4 inches.
So width. So here's my stitching, and that right there, that's the other side of it. So it's done right there. I just need to do my border around. So it's tiny. So I did start my specialty stitches there. I was a very good student, and I learned how to do 2 stitches. So what was it that I did? The
leaf stitch.
The simple leaf stitch, which is the border, and then mixed satin and Hungarian stitch. Now, I'm not normally a specialty stitch fan. I've actually given up projects that were full of specialty stitches. But this is tiny. Tiny. This to me is achievable because it's so small. And so I really like it. And I'm actually going to finish it. Unlike Kerri, who is not going to finish her project.
Yeah, I will reclaim the threads and the piece of linen. I love the linen.
Yeah, the linen's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's like a undyed Irish linen. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So that was really fun. It was really fun to meet Jeanette in person, because I've worked with Jeanette before. We did the Christmas cheer collaboration a couple of years back. So we've only ever spoken via email. So to meet in person was really fun. And I bought a few charts.
Yeah, I actually bought a chart that I didn't bring.
Oh, did you?
Because that's the theme today. I bought her traveling sampler.
Oh yeah, the booklet, right? That looks cool. You're gonna have to bring that.
I will.
The next one, because I think that one's really worth showing, because it's cool.
My husband went through it actually, and he picked out a few that he really likes.
That's neat.
Yeah, the Northern Lights one.
Yeah.
And maybe it was the Maritimes one. I don't know. There was 2. He said, "Oh, I really like both of these."
Well, you're gonna have to bring it. We'll show it off. So I did buy a couple of charts. I'm gonna show you Jeanette's first, because I was just talking about Jeanette Douglas, and I fully intend to convert these to Roxy Floss Co, and I have Jeanette's full buy-in to do that. So I'm actually, for a couple of these, I'm actually gonna work with Jeanette. I'm gonna bring in her charts into the shop, and I'm gonna do a Roxy Floss Co conversion for them. So the first one that I got was Margaret Meadows 1804. I love this one.
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
Really cute.
So delicate and pretty. And then I got
hold on to your pants.
Flowers for you.
Yeah.
This was released last year, 2022 or 21. I can't remember. The year's in here. But look at that. So it's I know this phrase has been used from a few different designers, but I love looking at different designers' interpretations of the same phrase, because I just think, you know, why not? It's beautiful. There are always flowers for those who wish to see them. And as you may know or not, Kerri has developed a red linen called Candy Apple, and it is the absolute perfect linen for this project. So I can't wait. I can't wait to kit this up. So this is going to be one of the first things on my to-do list after I get back from vacation.
Yeah, we both saw that chart and we kind of looked at each other.
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
Perfect.
And the last one from Jeanette that I am so excited about, I love this. This is her tapestry of stitches. Look at that. Right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I cannot wait. I know, like specialty stitches, right? But, oh, they're so beautiful. Look at those. And the colors in this chart. Yeah, I love it. So the phrase says, through needle and thread our joy does know, with stitching our grief and sorrow does flow. May we always stitch a little each day and weave in the journey our love to stay. So
it is perfect.
I love it. That border, flower border, is so pretty. So yeah, I'm excited about those. I also bought a couple of charts from Traditional Stitches, from Janice at Traditional Stitches.
A little late to the game on those, but
you know what? That is always my MO, right? I am always a couple of years behind. And I do find that I do that. Like everybody's talking about market, right? Like all these charts that come out at market. I'm 5 years behind. I'm looking at stuff that came out at market 5 years ago.
These ones are brilliant though. They're classics.
Yeah, they're both Blackbird Designs charts. The first one was one that was actually an exclusive for Traditional Stitches back in 2020 for their 25th anniversary, 2021. So Traditional Stitches 20th anniversary. Oh boy. 20 years. Yeah, so Alma's words in the front. My mind often wanders as I stitch. I think about the mundane things like recent phone calls, my family, my to-do list, and what to fix for lunch. And I can't help but think about the piece I'm stitching and what story I wanted to tell. My grandkids have been on my mind so much lately. While I was stitching, I discovered the story this sampler began to tell me. A story left for my grandkids long after I'm gone. It's simply this: I love them so much. Hence the stitched words, what remains is love. Those words also remind me of Janice, the owner of Traditional Stitches in Calgary, Canada. I think of the 20 years she has spent sharing her love of stitching with her customers and her friends. Surely her love of needlework will be her legacy. And so that is what remains. What remains is love. Blackbird Designs, the Traditional Stitches exclusive, and I'm gonna stitch this with some Roxy Floss.
Sometime in the future.
Sometime in the future. Yeah, I know, because I'm behind. Whatever. And then I couldn't resist this. This was a Blackbird design, another Blackbird Designs one. Merry Christmas. This is the 4th in the Christmas Sampler series. And I bought it because I liked it. Yeah.
So pretty.
I also bought a couple of needle minders from Karen at Rocky Mountain Needle Minder. Oops, it's all right. I got the yarn squisher. There we go. And couldn't resist Smarties. It's a very Canadian box of Smarties. So, yep, cute. I got those too.
I bought a few too, but they're R-rated.
You did post them on your Instagram.
Yeah, I won. Yeah.
Yeah. They're R-rated. Yeah. There's so much that I want to do. I'm looking around and I'm like, I see Teresa Vanette's Red Letter Day. I want to stitch some of those red samplers. I see Ellen's, like, I'm really drawn to these red samplers as well lately, right? And looking at your Mary Queen of Scots, and then I want to, like, Ellen's Angel, our Mel, you know, she just released this a couple months ago. I love it. And then I'm looking at Jan Hicks Creates.
I was just actually looking at
Kerri
this,
still has to, yeah.
And I think one of these might be,
yes.
I'm thinking that this might be overcoming the hurdle. So my thing is, I wanted to take this, and
we haven't kitted these up yet.
I didn't want to like totally shake it up, but I want it to come back more to the original and the tone on tone. And I've been having a really difficult time. I've dyed a number of, excuse me, a number of different colors.
Sorry, right in front of your floor.
No, that's okay. A number of different colors that in my head I thought they were the way to go, but it just wasn't right in my head. Or when I dyed them, it just wasn't right. And I really want it to come together. I have a definite vision of what it's going to look like. I am losing my voice. So I think maybe one of these new grayish browns that I've got going, I think this might be the one.
Yeah.
On that gray, the newish gray linen. Ooh. I think this might be it. Yeah.
So stay tuned.
That might be coming up.
We are working on a few things. Now, I don't know if I have it here. I think this is just the Antonia. And I'm also working on, Kerri and I have been working on getting the flosses that I want to use to stitch the Palace of the Wind.
Oh, yes.
Jan's sort of study in variegated threads.
Yeah.
And so if you are familiar with Kerri's color called Powdered Up, it's a sort of light blue variegated and hand painted variegated. And our friend Gwyneth wanted to use it for her,
for Jacob's Sal.
The newest Sal, the Modern Folk Embroidery,
2023 Sal.
Right. So Kerri dyed...
Reaching Skyward?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Good call. Kerri dyed, and so Gwyneth is a good friend of ours.
Can you finish that sentence? So Kerri died.
I'm sorry. Kerri dyed floss.
Yes.
Gwyneth is a good friend, and she said, I really love Powdered Up, but it's not quite dark enough for the combo that I want to do. Do you think you could dye me a floss that's a little darker than Powdered Up, but the same tone? And so she did.
So I did.
So we have a new floss called Gwyneth.
Yep.
I actually think that Hannah has actually snuck it into the shop. So Gwyneth is a darker version of Powdered Up, which is a darker version of Arctic Air. Yep. Those colors are all in the same family. Arctic Air is the lightest, then Powdered Up, then Gwyneth. So I said, Kerri.
Wait, and then we needed an angry Gwyneth.
We needed an angry Gwyneth. So Kerri dyed a dark version of Gwyneth. She called it Dark Gwyneth. But our new friend here at the Evertote workshop, Robert, who's busily working in the packing and shipping room, his first day of work was when Kerri brought the floss up to me, and I said, hey Robert, we need a name for this floss. We really like puns here. And he looked at it and he said, oh, how about Blue in the Face?
It's like, you're hired.
You're hired. It's perfect.
You can stay.
So that one hasn't been released yet, but it's the perfect dark blue. Yeah. So then I said, okay, Kerri, we need just one more floss. We need a heavily variegated version that's going to take us from Blue in the Face all the way down to Powdered Up. So we're working on it.
Well, did you see it? It's done.
I did see it. Yeah. It's good. It's going to be good. So yeah, so that'll be coming out, later in the summer. These things take a bit of time to, work through, and so you're getting kind of a little bit of an inside backdoor look at some of the work that goes on before these things hit the shop. Yeah.
I find it amazing that now that we have, I don't know how many colors are in the catalog.
300
and something. And they're still not
I know.
And
We're
you
still
go to look
like,
for a color and it's like,
we're
we need
missing one.
this.
And actually that is funny. That's really funny because this morning I was packing floss packs for the Sampler September chart that Ellen, okay, so I'm talking about it. So I'll show you. I'm hosting a stitch along for Sampler September over on the other channel. Ellen designed this chart and I'm packing floss packs for it right now and Robert is shipping them out. But I ran out of one of the flosses called Lawn and Order. Well, we've got an overflow floss room upstairs. So I went upstairs to refill the bin, bring it downstairs. So I start packing again and I'm like, oh, this Lawn and Order is a lot darker. This is a lot darker than it should be, right? So maybe it's just a dye lot issue, right? And then, but the problem with that is that the other floss that's in that pack is called Pinery, which is also a dark green. So if you've got a darker version of Lawn and Order and dark Pinery together, they're different tones, but you won't have that medium green value.
Yeah.
You'll have two dark greens. And so Kerri came into work this morning and we're talking about it. I'm like, I don't know what happened. And she's like, I don't know what happened because you follow your recipes and usually there's going to be it's a dye lot issue, but it shouldn't be that much darker. Mm-hmm. So then we went into the floss winding room where there was an extra hank of Lawn and Order hanging up, and I look at the tag and it said dark Lawn and Order.
Because Hannah had asked me for.
Because Hannah
you know what
had
we
said,
need? We
you
need
know
it
what's missing
darker.
from the catalog when I do all these floss conversions for customers? I really need this color, Lawn and Order, but I need it darker. Can you do that? And she did. And Erica, who winds the floss here, just saw on the tag dark Lawn and Order, so she just wound it and called it Lawn and Order. So we riddled out that puzzle this morning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, that's the Roxy Floss Co Evertote workshop backdoor. That's what happens on a daily basis.
So yada, yada, yada. Guess what I'm dying today?
I really need that Lawn and Order.
I'm taking off my white sweater and going down and dyeing Lawn and Order.
So these are the things that happen, when customers, they say, well, my order hasn't left yet. Well, sometimes with these pre-orders, this is why we factor in some flex time. I think I actually put in the listing that we weren't going to be shipping Sampler September until July. We actually started shipping out 2 weeks ago because that allows us enough time for issues like this. Because now at the moment, without Lawn and Order, we're at a standstill because I'm out of Lawn and Order until Kerri dyes more. I've got everything else.
Not a magical process.
It's not a magical process. Exactly. It doesn't just happen.
48 to 72 hours for me to dye it, rinse it, dry it.
Yeah.
So,
and then it's got to be
has
wound and carded, and not only that, but there's bags to make, there's linen to cut, there's all kinds of steps in the process. So, and we're just small businesses having a good time.
They're heavily intertwined.
Heavily intertwined.
And when one person stumbles, it affects the other.
It does. But it's not a stumble, is it? Right?
Oh no.
I mean, these are just
all in a day.
All in a day. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, you're pretty darn easy to work with. So.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Waiting for you to say the same.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Thanks. Yes. As are you.
Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Like pulling teeth around here. All right. I think, you haven't shown your knitting yet.
Oh yeah. So with all of our airport waiting time, I think I showed a ribbed yoke, short sleeve summer knit that I was working on. I was able to get a good 4 or 5 inches of round and round stockinette knitting done on the way to Edmonton. I did not bring that because it's just round and round. It's just round and round.
Round and round.
But on the way back, I pulled out the Petite Knits Friday slipover, and I'm holding
oh, that yarn is just gorgeous. 2
Sansgarn yarns together, a mohair and woolly wool. That's all I got left of those 2 balls. So I think in the airport I was working on, I just started the increases for underarms.
Yeah.
And then I picked
That's
up.
new.
Yeah, I picked up at the shoulders and I'm working the front now.
Oh, wow. That is so
And then when I get the
pretty.
front flaps down to meet the back underarms, then I will join it in the round and go round and round.
This is a beautiful detail on the back.
Isn't that lovely?
That's
And it's
gorgeous.
on the front as well. Just
Wow.
at the side of the
Oh,
neckline.
that's so pretty.
Yeah, I really like it.
Wow.
So it looks kind of small, and it is, because
It'll block.
yeah, if
right?
you
Aggressively.
know anything about math, knitting math, I actually had a hard time getting gauge for this and phoned our friend Lisa in Germany. I didn't phone her. I talked to her on Instagram. The stitch gauge required was 22 stitches over 4 inches blocked. I got that unblocked, and then when I blocked it, it grew to 25. It's like, okay, so I need to get new needles. So I ended up getting 20. We'll block out to 22-ish. But that's when this pattern, it's a broken rib pattern, and when it's wet blocked, it grows like crazy.
Yeah.
So that should give me an extra 4 inches in width.
Yeah.
Because people think, oh, gauge or whatever.
It matters.
Two stitches over 4 inches over a 40-inch circumference.
Yeah.
That's an extra 4 stitches or 4 inches.
Yeah.
So
Which is amazing,
it does matter,
right?
That's why it's important to
And that's why I don't knit
do
sweaters.
gauge swatch.
That is why I don't knit sweaters, because gauge drives me crazy. So
it can get
I like
complicated.
socks and I like shawls and things that you don't need gauge because it'll fit
As long as you
somebody.
like the fabric, then
Yeah.
Yep.
Though I would really like to knit a sweater. I find your sweaters very inspiring.
We'll get you knitting sweaters
One day.
one day.
Your sweaters are really inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So that's
You should show them your thumb, because she uses her thumb all the time to measure things.
Oh.
So we're in the airport and she's like, that looks like 3 inches. That's not 4 inches.
So I have a ruler tattooed on my thumb, or on my thumb. Is that technically your thumb still?
Yeah.
So it's an imperial measurements. It's only a 2-inch ruler, but it's enough to do half of a gauge swatch. And it's not bad for accuracy. I wouldn't build a house to it, but it's pretty good.
And show them your fingers, because we often get asked, and you move your fingers so quickly. They say knit and purl. There you go.
Yeah. It's a good thing knit and purl is four
letters.
because I would never fit cross stitch. STITCH
Exclamation mark.
I don't know.
So that
that would work.
I could do that.
I can't envision it.
No. I'm too much of a wimp. I don't like.
Fingers actually hurt quite a bit to get.
No, thank
tattoo.
you. Yeah, no, thank you. You're very brave.
Thanks.
Did you knit your sweater that you must have, right?
I did.
You knit that. So
I
what's
actually.
it's really pretty.
I think
What's the color?
This was I knit it a number of years ago, like a number of years ago. I think it was a pattern. It's called Kelso. I think it was put out by Kelborn Yarns, and I think it's a cotton in their yarn as well.
Right.
I'd have to look at my Ravelry account. My Ravelry page would be the place to go for that.
It's pretty. It's a nice color on you.
I'm This Roxy Knits on Ravelry if anybody wants to check out my projects.
Any periods in there? This period,
I
Roxy
think so.
period? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
I think this is going to be a long episode.
Do you want to do this or do you want to leave it?
Oh yeah, let's leave it.
Okay.
Let's save it.
Okay.
So come back. We'll have a giveaway.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, because that's going to be our next video together.
Yeah. Suffice it to say that Kerri forgets easily what charts she buys and often ends up with multiple copies. So stay tuned.
So she brought a few extra for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I will put in the video of the vendors who were at the Stitch and Stash retreat in Edmonton.
Yeah, definitely go and check them out.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. And thank you again to Kelly and Jean for hosting us. And
we had a great time.
we had a great time.
Super good time.
Yeah. Can't wait to do it again.
We should do it next month.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. No. We should. They should.
Yeah.
No. It's for staying in Canada, that's a big trip.
It was a big trip.
Yeah.
The travel for that was a lot.
Yeah. It could have been a third shorter.
It could have been.
Well,
we kept getting, well, Kerri kept getting notifications that our flights were delayed due to technical issues.
Which always gives you warm and fuzzies when you're traveling by air, right?
Yeah. Oh dear. The first flight, no, the second flight, once we made it to Toronto. And that's the other thing. The next time, we'll just drive to Toronto and fly from Toronto. I don't know why we did that.
I think it was just convenience.
In the end, we were both like, why did we do that? And Kerri said, well, that's because that's what you wanted to do. And I'm like, but I thought that's what you wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
So both of us were
at cross purposes.
We need to communicate better. Next time, we're going to drive there, park it in Toronto and fly out of Pearson. That would have been well worth it. And Pearson itself is a... But anyway.
But their A&W's open at 3 in the morning, so you can't...
That's true.
Bash them for that.
No. And in fact, Pearson this time for domestic flights was fine. It was just a long wait.
It was waiting.
Because we got through security. We did security here in London, which was easy. Mm-hmm. And of course, everyone wants to know what's in Kerri's suitcase. What is this huge metal thing that looks like a, you know, gun part?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my Lowry stand. Where are you going? To a cross-stitch retreat.
What's that?
What?
It's a lot of splaining.
Yeah. It's fun though.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we got.
We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Have fun, everyone. Enjoy.
Have fun.
Enjoy July.
Yeah, enjoy July.
We'll see you towards the end of it.
Yeah. Happy stitching, everybody.
Bye.